All right, so today we are taking a deep dive into Riga.
The Latvian capital.
Exactly, and we're focusing on giving you what you need to know for your first trip there as a first-time visitor.
A first-timer to Riga.
Yes. We've been looking through a ton of stuff, like a lot of advice and insights from, travel journalists and local guides.
Yeah, those who really know the city.
Yeah, and I think our mission today is to make sure that when you're done listening to us, you'll feel like you've got a good grasp on what makes Riga so special, its highlights, a little bit of the history, and some practical stuff too.
The essentials to get you started,
Exactly.
to make you feel prepared and excited about going there.
Yeah, because it really is it's an amazing city. So I guess the best place to start is to kind of like set the scene, right? So as you probably already know, Riga is the capital of Latvia.
Yeah.
And it's the largest city in that whole Baltic region.
The biggest of the Baltic states.
Yes. But it's so much more than just being big. It's known for this just stinging architecture. Like there's such a range of architectural styles there.
Yeah, and this really rich cultural heritage as well. It's got a really lively atmosphere.
Absolutely. Like you can really feel it when you walk through the streets. But I think one thing that our sources were all like really emphasizing is the fact that Riga's identity has been shaped by like its location and its history. It's been at this crossroads of trade routes for centuries.
Yeah, for a long time. And it's been under the rule of a lot of different foreign powers.
Mm.
Germans, Swedes, Russians.
Right.
All of that's visible in the architecture today. Like you were saying, the diversity.
Exactly. You see these medieval spires, and
Yeah.
then you've got these beautiful Art Nouveau buildings, and you even get these little glimpses of, the Soviet era.
Yeah, exactly.
But despite all that history, it's a modern, thriving city. It's really cosmopolitan.
Yeah, a really dynamic arts and culture scene.
Yeah.
And a great food and drink scene as well, which I'll have to tell us about later, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. But I think, for people who are looking for, like, a European city that's a little different, a little off the beaten path,
Yeah.
Riga is often described as a cool city to visit for a few days. You know what I mean? It's not too far out there, but it's not overrun with tourists either.
Yeah, you could avoid those huge crowds.
Mhm.
Still, lots to see and do.
Right, exactly. And some travel writers even go as far as calling it the best of the three Baltic capitals, Riga, Tallinn, and Vilnius. They always talk about its wild energy and creativity.
That's a bold claim.
It is. While it's definitely got like a really vibrant energy, Tallinn has its own medieval charm, and Vilnius is known for its Baroque beauty. What do you think gives Riga that edge, though?
That's a good question. I think it might be that mix of a kind of gritty industrial past with these modern aspirations.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like that juxtaposition creates this really dynamic atmosphere. And it's getting a lot of attention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, TripAdvisor ranked it as the 7th most interesting and exciting travel destination in the world.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know, right? So it really is this kind of hidden gem that more and more people are discovering.
Makes sense. It's got that unique mix of history, culture, and even some beautiful natural spots.
Totally. But, before we get into the nitty-gritty of planning a trip, it's worth getting a little bit of historical context.
Right, to understand what you're seeing.
Exactly. So Riga's history goes all the way back to the 12th century.
It's a really old city.
It is. And right from the start, it was this major hub, not just for trade,
Right.
but also as a fishing port and a military post, overlooking the Baltic Sea.
Very strategic location.
Absolutely. And being a member of the Hanseatic League, that's a big deal historically. It shows just how important Riga was in Northern Europe.
It was a key player in trade during the Middle Ages.
Yeah. And over the centuries, as you can imagine, control of Riga changed hands a lot. It was under the Hanseatic League, then the Russian Empire, the Lithuanian-Polish Commonwealth, the Swedish Kingdom.
Wow.
So many different influences.
You can really see that when you walk around.
Yeah, it's like each corner tells a different story. And then, in the early 20th century, Latvia gained its independence after World War I. But that independence didn't last very long because it was later absorbed into the Soviet Union.
A period that really shaped the country.
Absolutely. And it wasn't until 1991, with the collapse of the Soviet Union, that Latvia finally regained its independence.
A huge moment.
Yeah. And since then, it's been moving closer to Europe, joining the EU and NATO and adopting the euro.
Right, aligning itself with Western Europe.
But the Soviet era definitely left a mark on Riga. Some people even talk about still feeling the atmosphere of that time.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's get into some practical information for your trip. The population of Riga is about 640,000 people.
The biggest in the Baltics.
Yeah, which is interesting because, like, Tallinn and Vilnius, their populations have been growing, but Riga's actually been shrinking a little bit.
Huh. But it's still a major city, right? And tourism is booming there.
Oh, yeah, it's a top destination in Latvia, and it's only getting more popular.
It's attracting all kinds of visitors these days.
Totally. So when you're thinking about getting there, Riga International Airport, or RIX, is the main airport. It's about 10 kilometers from the city center.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And it's the home base for Air Baltic, the national airline.
Which makes it a good hub for getting around the Baltics.
Exactly. Plus, you've got budget airlines like Ryanair operating there, too.
Making it very accessible.
Yeah. And getting from the airport to the city is easy and affordable. You can take bus number 22 straight to the Old Town.
Riga.
Yeah. And just a little tip, if you buy your tickets at the Narvesen kiosk in the airport, they're cheaper than on the bus.
Good to know.
The journey takes about 30 minutes.
Not bad at all.
And the airport's also thinking about the future. They have this RIX Airport City concept.
Oh, tell me about that.
Well, it's all about developing the airport further, making it more competitive, not just for aviation, but for business and logistics, too.
Interesting. And are they doing anything about sustainability? That's becoming more and more important for travelers.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're aiming for net zero emissions by 2050, and they've already achieved level 3 in the Global Airport Carbon Accreditation Program.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, they're really taking it seriously. They even have self-service baggage drop-off now, which is always a nice touch.
Streamlines things.
Right. So once you're in Riga, getting around is pretty easy, too.
How so?
They have a really good public transportation system with buses, trams, and trolley buses all over the city.
Sounds efficient.
It is. And taxis are pretty affordable, too. But honestly, the best way to explore the central areas, especially the Old Town, is on foot.
Yeah, I love exploring a new city on foot.
Me too. All right, so let's talk about what you absolutely can't miss when you're in Riga. The Old Town, Riga, is a must-see. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Of course.
And for good reason. It's got this amazingly well-preserved medieval architecture, those charming cobblestone streets, and these elegant townhouses.
It's like stepping back in time.
Exactly. And so many of Riga's main attractions are right there in the Old Town.
Makes it easy to explore.
Totally. So you've got to see Dome Square and Riga's Dome Cathedral.
The iconic landmarks.
For amazing panoramic views, climb the tower of St. Peter's Lutheran Church. It costs about €9, but it's worth it.
I bet.
Then there's the Three Brothers, these 3 historic houses that show the evolution of architecture in Riga.
Fascinating.
And the Roland statue in Town Hall Square. And the House of the Blackheads, you can't miss it with its red facade and decorated door.
It's a beautiful building.
It is. Then, for a different architectural style, check out the Art Nouveau district, especially Albert Street.
Riga's famous for its Art Nouveau.
Yeah, it has one of the largest collections of Art Nouveau buildings in the world.
Wow.
And then there's the Central Market.
Europe's largest.
Yep. And it's located in former Zeppelin airship hangars.
No way.
I know. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site just for that.
That's incredible.
It's a great place to experience local life, do some shopping, try some local food.
I love exploring markets when I travel.
Me too. And of course, you have to see the Freedom Monument. It's this striking sculpture at the entrance to Bastardskalna Park.
Commemorating those who died in the Latvian War for Independence.
Yeah. And it became a symbol of national identity during the Soviet occupation.
Very powerful.
For a deeper look into Riga's history under Nazi and Soviet occupation, the Occupation Museum is a must-visit.
A bit heavy, but important.
Definitely. And the KGB Corner House Museum, the former KGB headquarters, offers tours where you can see the interrogation rooms and learn about that period.
Wow. Intense.
It is. For art lovers, the Latvian National Museum of Art is a must.
Showing Latvian art from medieval to contemporary.
Yeah, it's really diverse, and the National Library of Latvia, with its unique mountain-like design, is worth seeing too.
Such a cool building.
It is. Then, for some green space, head to Bastardskalna Park. It's beautiful and right in the center near the Freedom Monument.
A nice escape from the city bustle.
Yeah. And while you're exploring the Old Town, look for the Swedish Gate. It's the only remaining gate from the old city wall.
A glimpse into the past.
Totally. If you have some extra time, consider visiting the Ethnographic Open Air Museum. It's outside the city center, but easy to get to by public transport.
What is it all about?
It shows Latvian heritage with traditional houses and artifacts.
Sounds interesting.
And for a day trip, Jurmala is a great option. It's a coastal city known for its beaches, spas, and wooden architecture.
A relaxing escape.
Yeah, and it's only about 25 kilometers from Riga. You can get there by bus or train.
Easy peasy.
All right, so before we wrap up, what are some local experiences that you shouldn't miss in Riga?
Well, you absolutely have to try black balsam.
The Latvian liqueur.
Yeah. It's a traditional drink. You can have it in cocktails or on its own.
It's supposed to be pretty strong, right?
Yeah, it has a very distinctive flavor.
And something that really stands out about Riga is the abundance of flowers.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that too. They love their flowers there.
Yeah, they're everywhere, in window boxes, parks, all over.
Adds a lot of charm.
Totally. And for something a little different, try the alternative Riga tour.
What's that?
It's a free walking tour that gives you a more offbeat perspective on the city.
Cool.
Yeah. Just remember to tip your guide if you enjoy it.
Of course.
And Riga has a really fun nightlife scene, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've got traditional Latvian taverns, like folk clubs, where you can try local foods. Sometimes they have live music, even traditional dancing.
That sounds fun.
And then there are more modern options, like self-service wine bars.
Nice.
And, of course, you can't leave without trying some of the local cuisine.
Like what?
Rye bread is a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Especially the fried garlic version. And Riga sprats are a local delicacy.
I'll have to try those.
Definitely. So there you have it. A whirlwind tour of Riga.
A city with so much to offer.
It really is. It's got history, architecture, culture, food, nightlife, and so much more.
I'm already planning my trip.
Me too. We hope this deep dive has given you a good overview of what to expect and got you excited about visiting Riga.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It's a city with something for everyone.
As you plan your trip, think about what interests you the most.
Yeah. What are you most curious about?
Riga has so many layers to uncover. It's a place where you can create your own unique and unforgettable experience.
So what are you going to explore first when you get there?
The possibilities are endless.